Good morning, everybody. I'm going to start. I'm here only to be truly helpful. I'm here to represent him who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, for he who sent me will direct me. And I am content to go wherever he wishes, knowing he goes there with me. And I will be healed as I let him teach me to heal. One of my favorite prayers is from A Course in Miracles, as you might have guessed. That comes out a lot, as we've seen also in our program today as a reading from A Course in Miracles. And in starting Gathering of Light, it started from a quote from A Course in Miracles within my own sense of self, which is, a universal theology is impossible, but a universal experience is not only possible, but necessary. We're all looking for that universal experience, that one-to-one feeling of the love of the divine being with us, washing over us, giving us that comfort, that warmth, the upliftment, the inspiration that we so desperately need in traversing our daily experiences. Are you with me right now? Are you with me? Okay, I'm going to need some audience participation because I am so excited and feel so blessed that so many of you chose to get up on this frigid, freezing morning and come out here. So I want to take a moment, stop and say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There's been many a times along the way when gathering has been difficult, and it happens, and there is always something that will happen, and I will look out and I will say, for this, I am here. For this, we are here. Each and every one of us, in the experience in our lives, if we find that whatever is presented before us, something is going on and difficult, stop for a moment and just recognize something different out of the ordinary. Maybe somebody is struggling. Maybe you notice somebody needs a little help in the supermarket or something else. Stop and say, this, I am here. Not for the busyness in my head, not for the chaos, but for that moment of service, for that moment of support, for that moment of reconnection. Because when we're busy, we've forgotten it. So over the years, there's been many moments, and I feel so blessed to have many of them come to mind. We at one time were in an auditorium at St. Peter's Church in Huntington Station, and we had to completely transform an auditorium, which was way too big for us, into a small little corner and make it look nice and have a fellowship. And it was very difficult to do, and people were not liking it, but every week, Luella would wheel her husband in, and I would say, for this, I am here. Today, as we were all getting cozy and ready, and Nancy came in, and I said, what she has to do to come out of her basement, over to her car, warm up her car, get her car going, and get over here to get up the stairs. Nancy, today, you are my morning. For this, I am here. And it was just a beautiful way. This is what spiritual community is about, right? We think about moving out of ourselves and helping each other. As our song said in the beginning, what if God was one of us? God is one of us, as we said in our words of wisdom, that there is that spark of light in each one of us. And we're here to help kindle that light, to help it shine. Because as we kindle their light, our light shines. We have a fireplace, and if we just let one log sit there, we have those fancy fire starters, right? So you can light them and they look great because they could just light by themselves, but you gotta add a kindle to it. You gotta add a piece of wood to it. We gotta add each other to that flame to allow it to be this burning fire that we are meant to live, this connection with the divine that we are all meant to be in. And sometimes people say, okay, well, Gathering of Light, we read in our words of wisdom also from Bishop Shelby's bond that says, bringing together this community where we're not going to tell you what to do. That is so crazy. That is so crazy. We're so used to going somewhere and they go, give me the rules. I used to like that. I used to say, give me the rules. Tell me what to do. If you just give me the rules, I know what path to follow and then I'll be okay. Right? Won't I be okay if I just follow the rules? And now you come together and they go, we have no rules? You have no path to follow? What this person can say, I believe in an angel and that I hug trees, and this one over here can say, no, I'm really devoted to my faith, and I believe in Jesus, and Jesus is my personal Savior, and we all get along, and we all are together with each other. How does that work? These people are crazy. But it works because the judgment is dropped. The theology is dropped. But the experience, how can I identify? How can I relate? Tell me of your humanness. Tell me of your struggle. Tell me of what you're going through. And the Buddhists tell us that whatever we're going through is the path. Right? That is our path. Our life experience is the path, is our spiritual path. Because we're being asked to take this path and continue to connect. And continue to make connections along that path rather than trying to fix it, change it, write rules for it. The thing we said we were running away from, we now become the one who writes the rules for ourselves, right? Oh, it has to be done perfectly. Oh, it has to be done according to this. Oh, this is only the right way. But what we find here is that it keeps changing. It keeps changing, and we keep exploring, and we can continue to keep growing and developing, utilizing resources that we never dreamed of before, that we never heard of before, but have been given to humankind since the beginning of time. One way through our faith traditions, and other ways through other mystical experiences through the mystics throughout time. They were the ones that continued the connection no matter what. And we today have become the modern mystics in our gathering of light, no matter what, in our own way of developing it. And as a community, we had to figure out a way. Well, how do we do that in a way that makes sense, that doesn't put one over the other, or, just be led by, oh, I like this, so just do this, and doesn't challenge us to reach deeper and find different ways of reaching out. So that way we follow the calendar of the world religions. Because that is a way of tuning into energy. For me, one of the things that really helped me was studying more of the indigenous cultures, and I went through it in a way that connected to my genetic ancestry, so through Celtic spirituality, and getting into that. And then also as a woman's spirituality, and how women know the earth, and women know their physicalness, and doesn't take that away from their divinity. In fact, utilizes that in a way to strengthen it, in a way to help be more comforting and supportive for each other. So we have this amazing opportunity with us all here. We used to give out bookmarkers. And in the bookmarker, we give the suggestions, a lot of suggestions that we have. I was going to bring one today and go over the suggestions, but I don't have enough time. We've shortened the time since people are on the video. But I have to say, when we come here, when the video goes off, we do a lot of singing and dancing and everything. So if you come down, you can be a part of that as well, as long as you feel safe. We always make sure everybody is safe and comfortable as much as we can, because we always want you to go a little bit out of your comfort zone too, but only in your spirituality, not in your health and well-being. So in that bookmarker, they said things like, set up an altar in your home. Even if it's just one place where you have a candle of remembrance. Our granddaughter, Jessica, she loves that movie of Coco, right? So Coco's always about the afterlife and the Day of the Dead, right? And that Mexican tradition where they're all knowing that as long as you're remembered, your soul continues to go on. And so they have the family altars, and they have them in their homes in the Mexican tradition. And it's such a beautiful thing, because then everybody's remembering, because sometimes we think about that. I know my husband Phil was saying when he dies, who's going to remember his parents, aunts and uncles, and his grandparents? Who remembers them? Right? And one way we can get really sad about that, but in another way we can know that We can teach each other that we walk with all of this. In fact, when we're doing spiritual work, our work is not only for us, it is for that whole lineage of generations that we're helping to take one step further, to heal, to connect. And that's why sometimes you feel like you get your spiritual work. I did good. I went through this. I did therapy. I did prayers. I meditated. I did this. I did that. I did everything. And now all of a sudden this huge issue is coming up. Just go with it. It's the path. It might be because you opened the pathway that you're doing some healing work on that channel, on that way. Be open to it. Call them in. Open their hearts. Make that connection. All the different ways that we can heal, all the different tools that all the faith traditions give us. What we've said last week is that each week, if you take those prayers, those songs, that information that we give you and you utilize it throughout the week, I promise you, within a year time, you come back here, you are stronger, you are planted more firmly in your life and in your experiences, and you will have the ability to go wherever he wishes, knowing that he knows you with you. Knowing that you are healed, because you are a beacon, an offering of healing to everybody, not by what you tell them what to do, but because your heart truly is open, and you can say with all your beingness, from my heart to your heart, and so it is.